Imagine paying 4,000 euros, studying for weeks, attending classes, taking driving lessons the correct way, doing everything right, and still failing. In Germany, that's not rare. Almost half of learner drivers fail the theory test. So, this isn't just about an expensive license, it's about a system that is deliberately hard. And the real question is, why does Germany design it like this? And why does it still work? Right now, a standard class B license costs roughly 3,400 to 4,000 euros. And unlike many countries, you can't just learn from family. You must go through a driving school, mandatory theory, mandatory special drives, strict exam structure. Even if you have been driving for years somewhere else, Germany doesn't recognize experience, it trusts process. That's a big mindset shift, especially for newcomers. In 2025, 44% failed the theory test, 37% failed the practical exam. Failure rates have actually gone up compared to a decade ago. The system hasn't relaxed. If anything, it has become more structured. Interestingly, teenagers in driving programs often perform better than adults because they learn inside the system from the start. This system rewards training, not confidence. Many of us come from environments where flexibility solves problems. If something doesn't work, you adjust. Germany works the opposite way. The system is designed so that adjustments isn't needed because the rules are supposed to cover everything already. It's less about figuring things out and more about following a predefined path. Once you see that, a lot of German bureaucracy suddenly makes sense. Well, the government knows licenses have become expensive, so they have proposed reforms. More digital theory learning, less paperwork, possible reduction of certain mandatory elements, more transparency in pricing. The goal is to make licenses more accessible without lowering safety standards. But reforms take time. Even if legislation starts now, real price effects could take years to appear. And just talking about reforms has already changed behavior. Driving schools report major drops in new registrations because many people are waiting. When people delay starting, something else happens. Demand doesn't disappear, it builds up. We saw this after pandemic delay. Suddenly too many students, not enough instructors, long waiting times. So waiting doesn't always mean saving. Sometimes it just shifts the problem forward. That's why even policymakers are saying if you need a license, don't postpone it purely for hope for savings. Driving instructor associations support modernization, but they are cautious about cutting too much because Germany's strict training is also linked to road safety outcomes. And that balances accessibility versus quality is that makes reform complicated. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a structural one. If driving is optional in your daily life, waiting may not hurt. If mobility affects your work or opportunities, delaying can cost more than the license itself. There isn't universal answer, it depends on your situation. But what's clear is that the system won't suddenly become easy. Germany prioritizes predictability over convenience, high standards, clear procedures, consistent enforcement. That combination makes processes feel slow but outcomes stable. And the philosophy extends far beyond driving licenses. It's how the country runs many parts of public life. So, yes, getting a license here can feel frustrating, but once you understand the logic behind it, it stops feeling arbitrary. It's not designed to be easy, it's designed to be reliable. And that difference explains a lot about how Germany works. And follow globepravasi for more.